Blizzards on three continents. Who would have thought? Snow was a thing of the past. Records broken. Let's dive right in. And always, electricity behaves strangely in storms. The Schumann resonance, maybe. Reed Timmer bringing us this blizzard footage near the coast. Whiteout conditions. I think you would have had a little difficulty getting home in your car that evening. Over to Romania. Dangerous anytime you're in this situation. This is how people get stuck on the roads. Everybody thinks they can drive. Oh, my car is good enough to get there. The snow comes down so fast, as we saw here, which I'll cover more in New York and Rhode Island and New Jersey. But that one car can block the entire road. Incredible amounts of strandings. And of course, rescue crew need to come in. Ferocious blizzard winds. Hungary, also Bulgaria. Everywhere you look on the roads, what is with these incredible winds? Russia for you here, not immune to snowy conditions, but everywhere you look, it's this white out. And they've talked about how intense it was. This is from a rescue vehicle itself trying to get through to get to people. And people I can't even believe are out walking in this, but hey, it is Russia. If you forgot your supplies, you got to go out this. That's why it's good to prepare before these snowstorms. Or you got to go traverse this. In Russia, they're used to it. Maybe not so much in the States. So what is it with these winds that are suddenly happening with these plunging cold temperatures? Now we have it all across the Northeast U.S., breaking every record ever known for snowfall in a single event, stretching from pretty much Washington, D.C., through New Jersey, up to New York, all the way up into Maine. Like, those records are smashing as we speak. Over to Romania, Hungary, Eastern Europe, and then if we go to the Far East in Russia, what you saw there, I mean, this is literally spinning the top of our globe all in the same week. So what's happening and what's causing the change in wind flows? And dropping in here on the 500 millibar chart, this is about 18,000 foot level, what you're looking at the temperatures, but those reflect on the ground. So the difference in temperatures above, as above, so below, touching on the ground, you're going to see the same thing. Anywhere it's blue, chilly. We're expected to go down to maybe 14 Fahrenheit tonight, East Tennessee. That reflects on this chart as well. Jumping over to the bombogenesis / largest snow dump ever recorded in the Northeast in certain areas here, from Rhode Island especially hit, Connecticut, New York. What it looks like from the satellite view, and you can see how the density from the backside is swinging in through that sting jet right there. Incredible amounts of snow. And somebody's dissected what we're looking at here. If you're starting at the bottom, probably about 5 o'clock position, you got these rope clouds swinging into the tornadic cells. We're going counterclockwise. Thunder, snow. You can see where that density ring is, gets really intense. You can almost see the gap in the atmosphere coming off a cliff, literally on that cloud cover where it says extreme thunder snow. And then you got that sting jet. That's a very popular term. But what you would see in the center of an eye of a hurricane, calm and clear. It seems cyclonics are not bound to our summer any longer. Bird's eye view for you here, straight in Boston, New York. Connecticut, Massachusetts hit hard on this, bringing you through some of the images here. Storm damage, there's always going to be electric cables down. So if you do see electric lines down, please do not touch them. Most of them are live, and you're going to have a significant problem even just trying to move that out of the way to move your car. Please don't touch those. Seriously, safety issue on that. Providence, Rhode Island, all-time snow records broken. Beautiful images here. Schooner in the harbor. History made. Rhode Island is officially shattered. The blizzard of 1978, 33 inches on the ground, the largest snowfall in state's history. Now, these areas here go far back. Plymouth Rock, back to the 1600s for their records. And, well, maybe it's the official records here, but I'd like to see the 400-year data compared to this one. The rules of money are being rewritten right in front of your eyes. The institutions that control the financial system aren't waiting, warning, or wishing. They're acting. They're buying gold and silver in an unprecedented pace. Seems they're preparing for something. The question is, are you? For nearly a decade, Noble Gold Investments has helped thousands of people protect their wealth with physical gold and silver. As the world shifts to hard assets, the window to act is closing. So let Noble Gold show you how simple it is to protect yourself and your family. While everyone else is reacting to the news, Noble Gold clients are positioned. They understand that when the rules change, you need assets that don't depend on the system. Visit 2030gold.com and download your free wealth protection kit today. That's 2030gold.com. The rules are changing. Make sure you're ready. And the February bonus for new qualified accounts, the 3-ounce American Virtues Independent Silver Round. Again, that's 2030gold.com. Click on that link in the description box below. This at least went back to the 1880s, which were broken by the 1978, which is now eclipsed and broken into at least 33 inches. That's a little bit above what the new record was set, and the snowstorm totals eclipsed even this. Providence area for you. Good luck digging out. A couple days off from work for everybody. Yay. Maybe we can go to universal basic income. White collars, beware. White snowpack in New York City. Not even too many people going off for the Starbucks and morning sandwich, are there? But the birds are hunkered down. Check out the pigeons. Blizzard. Like, who would even rent a place like this? Look at that. Like, what is your view out the window? I'm wondering what it looks like the front. I mean, the back here. What are you in some sort of mausoleum? $5,000 a month for something like this, allegedly. Central Park not looking any more hospitable for those sitting on benches. A few tracks through there, though, people walking up and down, but sitting down, that's a different story. Connecticut views for you here. Seeing the very same thing. Thick, deep record snows. Back to New York. Downtown, looks like it's a little bit thick, a little bit heavy, that kind of sticky snow. Great for a snowman rolling down, trying to, where's the carrot? Where's the lumps of coal for the eyes? Maybe we could change it, just shove 2 iPhones in there these days instead. But those of you fans of history, this is the 1880 March blizzard that ripped through New York, 50 inches of snow. Does that count as pre-industrial? I don't know. But let's bring us up to 1969. JFK closed as well. Snowstorm ferocious. And we also saw the same thing, Buffalo blizzard in the 1970s. So was this the era of exceptional snowfall for like a 10-year period? How does it map up with solar activity, you might ask yourself. And another question we might ask is, what were the reasons all these dolmens were built? I'm sure that does not shield you from high wind, but there's probably a fair few missing slabs on there that could have protected from some sort of unusualness in the atmosphere. Electrified, winds, hail, who knows what it was for. But as we move forward in time here, it does seem that a lot of things are changing at the exact same moment. This uptick, and I didn't bring you the southern hemisphere, which was the same type of events with blasting winds. I mean, cyclonic winds, but blowing, not grapefruit size, but apple size hail sideways and coming down at not, usually hail comes straight down when you're getting those. It was coming in at an angle, hugely outsized hail to blow in at that speed. I'm like, wow, you're approaching well over 100 miles an hour to get hail of that size to blow sideways. And it was just wind, rain, sideways hail event in the southern hemisphere as well. So it seems like there's an uptick in terms of like how fast the winds are blowing. And once they're interacting with different types of moisture patterns, whether it's northern hemisphere, southern hemisphere, our spring is probably going to be, well, something for the record books as well. If it's one season flipped in the southern hemisphere is showing us what is coming for the northern hemisphere here in our spring, get ready for incredibly high winds and also ferocious storms where you might want to, get into some of those dolmens as these storm fronts approach. Also, there's been this, incredible Almaty over in, Kazakhstan had this like shelf cloud, but behind it was the blizzard rolling in advance. Wasn't even a blizzard. It was more like a sleet needle ice event, which I'm trying to get more information on before I bring you that tomorrow. It's happening everywhere on the planet in unison, both hemispheres, all at the exact same time, to the point that it's overwhelming even mainstream news, all covering it now because it's so encompassing of a continent. It's not even a tiny event anymore. Everywhere it's touching these types of events, continental size now. Parts of a continent, literally percentages of a continent touched by these events. So at what point is it 1/3 of the continent every time a storm system rolls in? That's like insurance companies are biting their fingernails off going, oh no, we're going to have to cover this. Whatever's happening, it has increased at least in the last 6 months. And it looks like it's, all projections are with the data available that it's going to increase yet again as we come in. And each season seems to see a little bit percentage wise increase in the extremes versus the previous season. So get yourselves ready for some, power outages and some extreme storms rolling in as we come out of this last depths of winter here. So get ready for these types of, again, exponential increases, and also comet maps coming around here in April. Comet, biggest, possibly brightest in the last 200 years, on top of all these things we're seeing with the changing economy, the disruption in labor force, the disruption in everything we see in terms of our weather. And we're going to have one of the brightest comets ever seen in multi-generations. Yeah, that's going to be the cherry on top for, something's definitely changed. I appreciate you watching. Hope we got something out of the video. Springtime, we got to plant our food. How will centralized systems hold up during these disruptions? Unknown, but if you're growing it yourself, you might not have to rely on those same systems as much. TrueLeafMarket.com, heirloom and organic seeds for any grow zone on the planet. That link's in the description box below. Every purchase you make helps keep this channel on air, bringing information just like this. We're all in it together. So please share the link with your friends and families. Copy this link, put it through your social media, push the algorithm, because the algorithm, as you know, none too kind on those trying to push out the, let's say, reasons for things that are happening in our day and age. I will see you next time. Bye for now.